Okay, so we're gonna watch D All the Way G, his feelings on Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. I will pause it as and when, and we'll see if we agree or we disagree. Just want D to know before we watch the video. This is not a personal attack. We get on perfectly fine. There's no need to get into a fight over this. Okay, so I'm just putting that out there. This is not an attack on D. We're just watching the video because you guys have asked me to, and we'll see where we go from here.
What is going on, my family? Your boy Demetrius is back.
Hold on one sec. Can you not see him? Okay, you can see him. I thought the chat would be covering him.
Here we are going to talk about the crazy controversy that's going on when it comes to the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. I have to say, I'm not surprised that the controversy is coming out. From what I'm seeing, it does kind of look like more people are enjoying it than more people not enjoying it. But still, it's like I said, it's a mixed bag and it's a lot of controversy surrounding the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. You know, it's just, I'm just seeing it all over the internet, YouTube, Twitter. You know, everybody has been wanting my thoughts. Everybody has been wanting my take on what's going on. People like, D, what do you think? What's going on with all of this? You know, so D is going to give it to you. D is going to give it to you real, and I'm going to give it to y'all raw. I might upset some.
Pause. Can we just pause that, please? You say something like that, you need to pause up, D. You need to pause up.
Some people what I'm about to say, but it's on some real fucking shit here when it comes to the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. So I'm going to start by saying this. Is Mortal Kombat the Legacy Collection a perfect game? Fuck no. And it was never going to be a perfect game. And I'm going to tell y'all why. When Digital Eclipse came out and announced that MK Gold was not going to be in the game, I knew right then and there this was not going to be a 100% great game. Right there. And I'm going to tell you something else. They just didn't want to put MK Gold in this game. There was nothing holding them back in putting MK Gold in this game. I don't want to hear, MK Gold was for the...
Are those police sirens coming from his video? Did he edit those police sirens in there? I thought it was police outside my house.
Dreamcast, no. They just didn't want to do it. I'm gonna just be all the way real. They did not want MK Gold in this collection. I don't know whose call it was. I don't know if it was Ed Boon or whatever. They did not want MK Gold in this game. But when they confirmed that MK Gold was not going to be in this game, everybody should have knew right there that this was not going to be a perfect game and it was going to be some flaws. And to be quite honest with you, leading up to the release, I think the hype kind of died down just because of MK Gold not being in this collection. So that right there will let you know right there, it was not going to be a perfect game. I knew right then and there it was not going to be a perfect game and it was going to be some crap. I just didn't know what, but I already knew. It just comes down to the mental fortitude when it comes to Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Second, everybody...
I don't get what that means though. Like, he's right in saying that we were let down when we found out gold wasn't coming into the game, but that doesn't excuse anything else that's going on. Like, no game is going to be perfect, and we knew MK Gold wasn't coming. That much we knew. We were disappointed, but it's like, okay, cool. At least we know MK Gold is not there. We got Trilogy and Ultimate, so I said to everyone, listen, we ain't got Gold. That's the one that I really wanted to play the most. But fine, we've got UMK3 and we've got Trilogy. I would personally go for Trilogy. That's the one that I grew up playing. I didn't play UMK3 that much. But I said MK Gold, whatever, it's fine. It's not there. It's a bit of a bummer, but it's fine.
Is mostly talking about the online. Now, people have been saying that the online is trash, unplayable, and all of that. Now, here's what I got to say about this. Here's where I may disappoint some people, but I will explain myself and I will elaborate, and I'm going to make motherfuckers understand this when it comes to these classic Mortal Kombat games. And I'm going to start by saying this. When it comes to these classic Mortal Kombat games and online, I'm going to tell y'all something right now. When it comes to these classic Mortal Kombat games, I do not play these classic Mortal Kombat games to be competitive.
That's a you problem though. Do you know what, this argument that people put forward is ridiculous, and I don't mean this in any disrespectful way to D, but if you don't like playing them online and you don't like being competitive, that's fine. But these games were competitive back in the day. They spawned people like Tom Brady. Okay, so again, if there's anyone listening that plays fighting games casually, that is fine because they are also intended for people to play casually. There's nothing wrong with that. But casual players continuously saying that these games were not designed to be played for the hardcore. As far as I remember, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter were competitors in the 90s, and Street Fighter was always considered pretty hardcore. And as far as I can remember going to the arcades, there were guys sweating their asses off playing Mortal Kombat. All of this, I didn't want to play this game competitive. That's good, and that's good for you. That's not gonna work for everyone, okay? The game should be for everybody. There's no reason why it can't be. That's not a good talking point. That is subjective. That is not objective.
You feel what I'm saying? Now everybody's saying that the online is unplayable. When I was playing my stream, Mortal Kombat Classic Collection, I did not go online one time. And do you know why? Because I found so much fun playing by myself, playing offline, playing arcade ladders, and getting my ass kicked by a cheating ass Shao Kahn.
But that's also good that the game has offline offerings. That doesn't change the fact that the online was bad. Okay? It is good that you can do things offline. A collection should offer that. But just because it does offer that and you found fun elsewhere, does not mean that that excuses the other portion of the game not working correctly.
I was having that much fun with these classic Mortal Kombat games to the point where I wasn't even thinking about online. Now, if there's a possibility that I will go online, maybe in the future, but I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you. Like, I don't play these classic Mortal Kombat games for online or to be competitive. People need to understand what these classic Mortal Kombat games really meant to a lot of us when it came to our childhood. You feel what I'm saying? These classic Mortal Kombat games came out when there was no gaming internet. So
Did they not add WaveNet into the collection? I'm sorry. Is WaveNet not in the collection? When did these games come out again? And when was WaveNet available? What was the other mode that Fate was telling me about that they had in the 90s where you could actually run lobbies? It wasn't WaveNet. There was another thing that they used to use for the Sega. I can't remember what his name is, but Fate was talking about it when I had him on. That they used to use to run lobbies and play online. This is revisionist. Okay, fighting games have always been competitive. I do not understand why people... Expand, that was it. Thank you, Kaneko. Expand. They had that shit in the 90s. They had that shit in the 90s. What is this revisionist? This is revisionism at its finest. You can't tell me how I enjoyed these games. And I enjoy fighting games competitively. I don't play fighting games casually. When I pick up a fighting game, whether it's an anime fighter or Tekken or whatever, I play them to get to the top of the leaderboards or go to tournaments. That's how I have fun. That doesn't invalidate anybody else's fun. Anybody else that wants to play the game casually and just climb the ladders with the CPU, that's also perfectly fine. The games are also intended to be played like that. But anyone saying these games were not intended for that, that's a load of nonsense. They were running tournaments back then. How do you think Tom Brady became a champion in these games in the early years? I was listening to MK Rio's podcast just the other day, and they had guys in there that were champions of Mortal Kombat 2 way back in the day. The game can be played competitively, and it was. This is a lie. If you are fine playing casually, that is perfectly fine. That is valid. No one can take that away from you. But stop telling competitive players that these games weren't intended to be played that way. WaveNet would not have existed, or Expand, if that was the case. Yeah, and also, yeah, that's also right, Salem. Online doesn't just mean competitive. It's for people to have fun together. Fighting games are PvP. They are primarily PvP. Okay? Anyone saying otherwise is lying. We enjoy fighting games at their core when you're playing with somebody else. There's only so much. There's only so much the CPU can offer you. Now, some people are going to be okay with that. Most people that grew up with Mortal Kombat were in the arcades or playing their friends.
I am perfectly fine about not going online to play these classic Mortal Kombat games. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to online being busted, it's fucked up. It is what it is. You know, like I said, when it comes to digital eclipse, I'm not really familiar with digital eclipse like that, like I am with Namco or Rockstar or other companies to sit here and be like, you know, are they going to get this shit fixed? Do they have a history of fixing things? You know, I'm not really familiar with digital eclipse like that. But when it comes to the online, these
No, they have a history of not fixing things. That's the problem. That's why people got so pissed. The Street Fighter Anniversary Collection has so many problems with it. And they were never addressed. Apparently, the Cowabunga Collection had problems as well. So, yes, that is why people were so angry when they heard this, because they were like, oh, here we go again. And now it's even worse.
classic Mortal Kombat games, I can honestly care less right now. I have not gone online, not one time, playing the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and I'm having fun with that. The game.
Okay, so basically, what this is, and again, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way to D at all, but I cannot use you as a reliable review source. If your explanation to me is that I don't care what is going on this side of the game, that's fine, but I can no longer come to you and be like, can you give me an honest review of this game? Because if your review is, well, this sucks over here, but who cares? We're playing this over here. That's not an honest review. And that's why I think that a lot of these people that are married to Mortal Kombat get annoyed with me, because I said that the documentary is good. The general vibe of the Legacy Collection, when you boot it up, it looks sick. It's what you would want from Mortal Kombat. But all of these modes, all of these options, it's presented nicely. But the meat and potatoes, it's not. It wasn't there. They're patching it now, and that's fine. But I can't come to you as someone that I can respect as a reviewer if your review is, this is okay over here, this doesn't work though, but who gives a shit?
Play that y'all seeing right now, this is single player, this is offline, straight arcade ladders, and I'm having it's just as much fun as I did when I was a fucking toddler back when I was playing in the fucking local arcade and shit with these classic Mortal Kombat games. That is the reason why me and a lot of other people are playing the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection right now.
Also, I want you to bear in mind that when Dio did this review, the audio issues were still persisting. There was also issues offline. Now, I don't know if this was only PS5. I heard PS5 was much worse. But you would like go into certain stages and certain soundtracks would start meshing together. And then the game would just kick you out to the start screen. Like, you can be a fan of the old Mortal Kombat games. And I am a fan of the old ones, especially in their aesthetic. I'm not as big of a fan playing all of them apart from Trilogy. But the way they look and the way they're presented and the music is all fantastic, but this product launched badly. There were audio issues across the board. There was input lag online and offline. I don't know how bad it was on PC because I've only played the PlayStation version. But this is just not true. If people are going to trust you as a review source, you have to be honest. It can't just be me. Otherwise, when you guys watched my review of Rebirth of Souls, you would have called me a hack. I let everyone know that Rebirth of Souls is enjoyable for me. However, the product itself is not good. It's lacking in so many features. Like, people have got to be objective. It's all getting fixed. That's not the point, Straight Canavan. My obligation is not to read a bull that tells the future. Okay, my obligation is to get a copy of the game and tell people what is happening on the game. I can't see into the future. I don't know what the lobby system is going to look like. I don't even know if Spectator will be available. My job here on YouTube, as the way I see it, is that if I get a game, I need to tell you what's on the game. It can't be like, oh, you know, they said they're going to do this. Am I Professor Xavier? Huh? Do I read crystal balls? No. You give me something, right? You give me this phone to review, and I come back with a review saying the apps don't work. And then you come back to me saying, stop crying, we're going to fix it. Well, why did you ask for the review then? Well, you want me to just shill the game? Now we don't know what their update's gonna look like. We don't know yet. When the update comes out and the online lobbies are there and the online lobbies work, I will say, cool, the online lobbies work, no problem. But until I see that, I am not going to accept it. They told us though, you know, communication is the same thing you was asking for in MK1. Yeah, it's fine to communicate, but you need to deliver. The Tekken developers, Straight Canavan, have communicated to us. And then what they deliver, shit. Okay? They communicate plenty to us. Sometimes they go radio silent, but they communicate plenty. And then they deliver shit to us. The most updates that we get are for the store. Now, there are people that play Tekken just like you that say, oh, Harada and Michael Murray, they're always communicating. Great. What is the end result? More items in the store? No one cares. So it's fine. You want to communicate with your community, good, but you need to deliver results. I am interested in the results. Communication's fine, but you need to deliver. And Digital Eclipse has a history of not delivering.
People got to understand that. You feel what I'm saying? This is not about some online competitiveness or whatever when it comes to these classic Mortal Kombat games. It's about what these games did as far as our childhood, as far as us growing up with this shit. You feel what I'm saying? And then on top of that, it's real Mortal Kombat. It's Mortal Kombat. It ain't that dumb shit that we seeing from Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 11, that Hollywood bullshit. We don't got to worry about no Hollywood characters, no cameos, or nothing like that. Everybody's favorite character is in these classic Mortal Kombat games. Y'all feel what I'm saying? That is what I want people to understand right now when it comes to Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. The game is not a disaster. It's not a disaster whatsoever. And people got to realize what this does and what this means to a lot of us growing up. I'm gonna give y'all an example.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't give a shit what it means to anyone, and I mean that with the absolute utmost respect. I don't care if you give me a product, whatever it might be. One of my favorite single player games is Shadow of the Colossus. I love that game to death. Absolutely love the game to death. But if they do another re-release and it's not working properly and people ask me, I'm going to say yes, this series or this game means a lot to me. I played it to death growing up and they've re-released it and it doesn't work. The audio's not working. It doesn't matter what it means to anyone. Does the game work? Yes or no? The answer was no. It was unplayable in the beginning. That's all that matters. Personal feelings aside, I don't care about your trip to the arcades. I'm not saying about this, about these specifically. I'm just talking about anyone. I don't care about how long you spent playing with little Timmy. I don't care about when they're rolling out updates. I care about the here and now. What is happening now? That is what I talk about. I do not have a crystal ball. If they deliver, then I say cool. And do you know who did deliver? Sega. Because the Virtua Fighter 5 World Stage game, as far as I can tell, I haven't seen any major problems. No problems at all. I ain't got nothing negative to say. Nothing. That's how you re-release an old game, by the way. That game came out, what, 2005? Oh, it came out in 2005, you know, back in those days, we didn't have those features. Well, we're in 2025 now, and you re-release the game. So I'm going to hold you to 2025 standards. Like I said earlier, these people that are saying that the updates are coming, everything's going to be fine, let me ask you guys, you pay for a gym membership, there's a bench press in the gym. They turn around to you say, stop complaining, we're going to put equipment in there. I've already paid for the gym membership though, bro. What are you talking about? God's sake, man.
Example, like I said, when I was a fucking toddler, you know, going to arcades, we would go to a movie theater, okay? And Mortal Kombat 2 would be there. And when y'all go into a movie theater, y'all smell that popcorn. That popcorn be smelling so fucking good. Man, guess what? You have people crowding around Mortal Kombat 2 with popcorn. Not to go see the movie, but to watch people play Mortal Kombat 2. That's how big Mortal Kombat 2 was.
Yeah, do you know what would be great in the modern era? If we could gather around in a lobby. Right? Arcades basically don't exist anymore. There's very, very few. No one goes there anymore. And most of the time, when you go to an arcade, it's DDR, Initial D, and Guitar Hero. Right? Fighting games are dead and gone in arcades. Very, very hard to get them these days. Sometimes you get those bootleg arcades that have loads of games on them. You'll get a Tekken 6 arcade here and there. The modern equivalent is sitting in a lobby with your friends and playing together. And D's older than me, and even at my age, I don't have time to be traveling to central London to be playing on the arcades. I don't have time to be doing that. So we need lobbies. On day one, that is a basic feature for a fighting game.
Back in the day, Mortal Kombat 2 was the biggest thing on the face of the fucking earth. Motherfuckers were literally standing there eating popcorn that's supposed to be for the movies, watching Mortal Kombat 2. That is why I played the Legacy Collection right there, because it brung that back. It brung back those beautiful ass memories growing up right there. It brung.
But you were sitting in your room playing against a CPU. You couldn't even replicate them in the modern age. This is cap. I'm sorry. Again, I like D. It's no disrespect, but this is cap. How? How would it even replicate those memories? You're in your bedroom. You can't even play with other people. You're playing the computer. Mr. Jamie, thank you for the 199. Cancelled my MK order for Virtuify. I don't regret my choice. You won't. Virtuify is actually a proper product.
That back when I was playing that shit. When you walk into an arcade, you smell that shit. You smell the arcade. You walk into a movie theater with an arcade, you smell the popcorn. You see people surrounding Mortal Kombat 2, eating popcorn, watching people play. To me, that is what the Legacy Collection is all about. It ain't about the online and all that competitive shit. Like I said, you know, I hope they'll make some tournaments and shit out of this or whatever. But
they cancelled tournaments because of how bad it was. Wasn't TNS going to host Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 tournament? And the game was so fucked up, they cancelled it. Imagine that. When have you ever heard of that happening? You got to really screw up big time to get tournament organizers to literally boot your game off of the sheet. And again, D's whole message here is to me. That's no good to me. I need you to be objective. You need to be objective when you're talking about these games. If they... Tomorrow, like, let's say we wake up in the morning. Do you know what? I'll give you a real life example, because he's talking about nostalgia here, and he's talking about this is how it used to make me feel. Do you know what films used to make me feel great? The Mummy and The Mummy Returns. I don't know if you guys saw the other day, but The Mummy 4, but they're disregarding The Mummy 3. So Brendan Fraser and the woman that he was married to in the film, I can't remember her name, Rachel something. They're coming back to do The Mummy again. So The Mummy is getting a follow-up to The Mummy Returns. Now, my girlfriend sent that to me, and I wanted to jump for joy. Because A, it means, you know, I love Brendan Fraser. He's one of my goats. That means he's back in the gym. He's probably healthy if he's going to be playing that character again. And I want to jump for joy because The Mummy was like peak cinema to me. Yes, like I got the feelings of nostalgia. I remember watching that film every Christmas, The Mummy and The Mummy Returns. My whole family loves that. I've got them on Blu-ray. Like I bought them. I think they're some of the best films ever made. But there was a part of me that was like, can they recapture that magic? Can they recapture that magic? Now, if I go and watch the new Mummy film with all of my favorite actors, they've got Imhotep there, they've got Anak Sunamun, they got all the classics, the Scorpion King's there, maybe the Rockers come back, all the classics are there. But the film sucks. I have to be honest and tell you guys, the film sucks. I can't be like, hey, you know, I went in there to enjoy it because of the nostalgia. No. No. Sorry. That's dishonest. And that's good for you. But you can't be taken seriously as a reviewer of a product if it's all me. And that's it. There's no two ways about it, okay? There's no two ways about it. I love Dragon Ball. When Dragon Ball Super came out, the first two arcs with Frieza and Beerus, they were a rough watch. The movies were great. The first two arcs were rough. Dragon Ball is my shit. I love Dragon Ball. Love it to death. I had to be honest. First two arcs of Dragon Ball sucked. Animation was awful. Pacing was awful. It was just a mess across the board, narratively and whatever. You have to be honest with these things, man. You can't just be like nostalgia. Otherwise, how are we supposed to take you seriously as somebody that is not just thinking about themselves?
At the end of the day, this is what I feel about the Legacy Collection. And this is what I want people to understand what this Legacy Collection is truly all about. The shit that it brings back. You know, as far as us growing up with this shit. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And that is what I felt.
God forbid somebody enjoys something I don't like. I don't know if you're listening to what I'm saying, Happy Pill. It's fine to enjoy the collection. D enjoying it is fine, but people are coming to hear why it's an overreaction. Objectively speaking, it is not an overreaction. The product is bad. Subjectively, you can enjoy it and nobody can take that away from you. There's loads of games that these guys rip into me for. Case in point, Devil May Cry 2. I love Devil May Cry 2. I would not go out and tell anybody else to buy it. I think we all know why. We don't need to go into it. Leave my Devil May Cry 2 alone. But no one can tell me that I can't like something. And I'm not telling D or you or whoever else. I'm simply saying that objectively speaking, the product is not good. Okay? What about Sonic 06? Yes, Sonic 06 as well. I like Sonic 06. Sonic 06 is one of my goats. Objectively speaking, the game's doo-doo. Okay? I got my reasons for why. We're not going to get into it. We're going to deviate. I got my reasons for it. There's some animes that I like that I know, objectively speaking, they're kind of garbage. But no one can tell me that I can't enjoy it. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe I'm not speaking Swahili here. I'm being perfectly clear. There's being objective and there's being subjective.
And what I feel when I play the Legacy Collection. When I was playing on stream last night, that's what I was talking about. I was telling my chat, like, look at how much fun I'm having getting beat by a cheating ass CPU. You feel what I'm saying? Shao Kahn, you know, Shao Kahn be cheating his ass off with that hammer and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? And then when Shao Kahn does his rising shoulder ram, if Shao Kahn is too close to you and you do the rising shoulder ram and you try to uppercut him, you're gonna totally miss Shao Kahn. If Shao Kahn is too close, you really gotta measure that shit. If Shao Kahn is too close and does it, you're gonna miss him. You know what I'm saying? But still, I was having so much fun. I kept pressing the start button. It wasn't like Mortal Kombat 11 where if you lose, you quit. Or Tekken 8 where if you lose, you be like, man, I don't think I want to go to this no more. I kept playing that shit. I kept playing that shit and kept having fun with that shit. I went right back into that, man. Right back into it. That's how much fun I was having because that's what was being brought back into my life when it comes to the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. And I won!
But again, this is all fine because this is D's personal enjoyment. But the title of this is the controversial overreaction. That is disingenuous. That's disingenuous. This is a personal take. But objectively speaking, there was not an overreaction. That is why we're getting so many patches for the game. Mr. Jamie, thank you for the 199. Us Sonic 06 fans got to stick together, mate. That's what I'm saying, bro. There's not many of us. There's not many of us. 10 toes down for Sonic 06. But I'm not out here telling people that if Sonic 06 came out now, that there wouldn't be an overreaction for how glitchy and how messy that game is. It has a special kind of charm for me, personally. But what's my goal? To be objective. That's my goal. What's your goal in this? I don't understand. The people that are annoyed at me, what is your goal? I'm not lying here. Everybody else is. I'm sorry. Like, everybody else that is denying what is going on is lying. I can't put it any other way. I'm being objective here. The game was handled poorly. You can like it if you want, but you can't tell me nothing. Like, these people are all lying. Ninth Matza, thank you for the $5. Is bro losing to CPUs in MK11 and Tekken 8? Ain't nobody losing to CPUs in those games, man.
People to understand that right now instead of calling it a disaster right now. People are really only calling it a disaster because the online is bad. And I'm going to tell you right now when it comes to the...
No, that's not why. That's not why. That is one of the reasons. That's probably the main reason. But the input lag... before you even get online. MK Rio has spoken about this extensively, so has Tom Brady, so has Fate, so has plenty of other people on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. The input lag is atrocious. They might have patched it, but this video was made when this game came out. And my comments were made when the game came out. And Tom Brady told me today there's still input lag, that they've made it better, but there's still input lag, okay? So that's not the only reason. There's audio issues. Fate has demonstrated that there are loads of glitches in the game. There was a patch that came out to fix you running through somebody, I think on MK4. This is the online is a big thing, but it's not the only thing. TomTom, thank you for the $5. I played Sonic 06 religiously back in 07 on my Halo 3 Master Chief Edition Xbox 360. That's why you're the GOAT. That's why you're the GOAT, bro.
Legacy collection. When it comes to a lot of these collection games, fuck online. Fuck online. Who plays these collection games for online?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my days. Now we are advocating for less. This is where we are now. We are customers and you're asking for less. D, come on, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing? My bro, what are you doing? We are customers and you're asking for less. Digital Eclipse, even though they messed up the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Edition, they had ranked, they had lobbies, they had quick match, they had leaderboards. And now you're asking for less. Pay that gym membership, but take the squat rack out. Who squats? Fuck legs. Take the pull-up bar, get rid of it. All we need is the bench press and the deadlift. And then there's silly old me going, no, we need to train legs. Who trains legs? How have we gotten here? How have we gotten here? I don't, how have we gotten here? Please, if there's any developers that ever see this, if there are any developers watching this and you're thinking about doing a Tekken collection, for example, if you're thinking about doing a Tekken collection and you're looking to package Tekken 4, 5, 6 and the tag games in there, please do not listen to people like this, okay? Again, no disrespect to D, but this is anti-consumer. If you are bringing old games into the modern age and we want to build communities around them, I'm not saying that we're trying to change the world with them. If we want to build communities and teach younger players how to play these older games that we grew up with, we need online. That is how we communicate now. We are not in the 90s anymore. We are grown men. Fighting games are the oldest competitive video games ever, which means a large portion of the player base are old, which means if you got your shit together, then you've probably got a lot of responsibilities. You probably got a lot of responsibilities, which means you ain't got time to be driving to your friend's house all the time, which means that online is convenient. I could just call up Billy Bob and say, yo, bro, have you got an hour? Can we play some Street Fighter or Tekken? He says, yeah, I got an hour. The kids have gone to bed. All right, cool, bang. Instead of going, yo, bro, how long have you got? Like, have you got any time to play the game? Yeah, like, how long can you be? Oh, it's going to take me an hour to get there. Ah, do you know what, bro? Maybe another time. We need online. Stop advocating for not having online. What the hell is going on? How have we gotten here? How have we ended up here? They won. These companies won. They've successfully brainwashed people into thinking that we deserve less. Unbelievable.
It's kind of crazy because, you know, before the pandemic, the entire FGC was on this bullshit where, oh, fuck fighting games online. We don't play fighting games online. It's all about offline. And now...
That's because for a long time, fighting games were arse online. Did anybody buy JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle? Did you try to play that online? The first Demon Slayer game was terrible. Tekken 7 was unplayable. Like, thank God we had GGPO back in the day. A lot of fighting games were shit online. And so we had to play them offline. We had to. We literally had no choice. They were so bad. Now they're good. Now we can actually get games online. Yeah, even as late as Street Fighter 5, they were awful. So we were forced to go to our friend's house. Meanwhile, the lads playing FIFA or Call of Duty, comfort of their room, they can play with their friends until the cows come home. I jump on Helldivers, not a single problem. The Gears of War guys enjoying themselves, but the fighting game community, they had to go offline because we were fed crumbs. Now we've actually got something. Now you're saying take it away. Can't believe this.
Post-pandemic now, why is it changing? Why are people caring about online so much?
Because they shut all of our shit down. You know how much shit shut down during the pandemic? How many businesses went out? We've got one arcade that is local to me now, and there's not even a game that I want to play in there. The only one I want to play is Tekken 6. That's it. Even the arcades that stayed open, they lost a lot of their arcades. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. This is mad.
Please answer that in the comments section. Why is that changing when when 2020 was here, it was all about offline. Make it make sense. When it comes to legacy,
just to reiterate, fighting games back then sucked. Majority of them sucked. That's why. No, Trocadero is gone, Izzy. It's gone. We don't have these things anymore. We used to go to Trocadero to play fighting games. At least I used to. They used to have loads of fighting games there. This doesn't exist anymore. Mike ATO in the house, what's going on, bro? Thank you for the $5. Question: do you think the Tekken 3 re-release was bad? It also didn't have online, or do you only reserve the sentiment for collections? No, the Tekken 3 re-release was bad. I put it on Twitter. You might have missed it, bro. And loads of people were quoting them, and they were saying this is all well and good releasing Tekken 3 back out there so we can purchase it and play it, but once again, my friends are 30, 40 years old. Some of them are in Australia, some of them are in New Zealand, some are in Japan. It's not good enough. If Tekken 3 had online, I would have purchased it, but I'm not playing it. I'm not playing that. Why? It's not even one of my favorite Tekken games, so I can't even sit there and be like, yo, let's jump online and learn a bit of Tekken 3. No, so I hold that same sentiment. I put a post up on Twitter talking about my displeasure for them doing that. It's not what we want. Old fighting games need an online as well. That's the only way that we're going to be able to build something small around them. I mean, look at Fightcade. Thank God for Fightcade. So I don't know why people advocate for this. Will I even play the collection? Straight Canavan, I have played the collection. My friend has the collection. I've played it. That's why I was talking about it in my review. I've played it. I don't own it. I'm not going to buy it until they fix everything. But my friend has it. And I've played it. And it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Am I a Tekken 3 hater now? Yeah, of course. Of course. The Tekken collection will launch with no ranked and no lobbies. I'll be like, what the hell are you guys doing? And a bunch of smooth brains on Twitter will be like, oh, he's complaining again. We never had online in Tekken 4. Leave it out, mate.
Collection, we all having great fun with single player experience right now. I think that's the whole point. How much fun we having with single player experience. Just like it was back in the arcades when there wasn't anybody at the arcade.
I'm so... Let me just shut my water before I throw it in the air. He just said that Mortal Kombat 2 was so popular, people were buying popcorn just to sit around and watch people play this game. And Mortal Kombat 2 was so popular. He's right, it was super popular. But now there was no one in the arcades. I don't remember a time going to the arcades and there was no one to play. Were you going at 1 in the morning? That's a contradiction. If the game is that insanely popular, you're going to find competition there. You are one. I mean, if you're going to the arcades when no one's there, like at 9 in the morning or 1 a.m., then that's a you problem. But that's not what was happening with MK2 back in the day. MK2 was a phenomenon. That shit, as he said with his own words, took over the country. So that's a contradiction in itself. Maybe if you're talking, I don't know, some obscure arcade game where you played it on your own, maybe. But that wasn't Mortal Kombat and it wasn't Street Fighter. Those games were always populated.
Y'all motherfuckers probably spent like what, $10 on a Mortal Kombat arcade just to play it by yourself, just to play the arcade ladder by yourself, man. Bringing back those fun times and those beautiful times. That's what the Legacy Collection is doing for a lot.
Okay, well, the reason that they added WaveNet in is because people wanted to play with each other. Like, they wanted to fight people they couldn't usually fight. That was the natural progression. We are going backwards now. What the hell are we talking about here? Expand? Like, what are we talking about here? We are going backwards. It's always more fun to play somebody else. It is always less fun to fight the CPU. That's the general consensus. There's going to be outliers, the people that don't like playing with others. That's fine. Those people exist. I'm not invalidating their existence before they start. But the general consensus with fighting games is that people want to play with others. We're now going backwards. This is absolute lunacy.
A lot of us right now. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm grateful for it because, look, we may not see this in a long time. Maybe not ever again. And what I mean by that is, now, we did have the Trilogy collection back in the Xbox 360 PS3 days. We had that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Mortal Kombat, we don't have it consistently like
I'm sorry, didn't the collection on Xbox have lobbies? Didn't the collection on Xbox have lobbies? So we've gone backwards. And we're okay with that. I am baffled. This is mad. We are going backwards and people are saying it's okay. Todd, thank you for the $2. Does anyone remember the SF3 online edition? There's been so many versions of Street Fighter 3, I probably, but I can't remember. But yeah, this is mad. Like, we're going backwards.
Street Fighter, where they have a fucking collection every other fucking year. Street Fighter is on its 15th collection right now. And then they're probably going to have another one in another 2 years. It's not like that with Mortal Kombat. You know what I'm saying? This is probably the only real collection we're going to get in a long time. Now,
yeah, it's not like that with Mortal Kombat because they don't give Mortal Kombat the support it needs, and you guys are advocating for the bare minimum. Capcom looks after its classics. That's why they come out and they sell. Capcom's done 100 classic collections because they look after those games. They show those games a level of respect. NRS Midway, they don't. And then this is anti-consumer. This is anti-consumer talk. We probably won't get another one because this game got... This is mad, but am I mad? I'm hot right now. I'll be honest, people. I'm a little hot listening to this. I can't believe this. We're advocating to go backwards.
There are rumors out there that they're going to make a volume 2, but I'm going to tell y'all right now, don't count on it. Don't count on it. You know, and I always be telling people, and this is another reason why my attitude is the way it is, because I've said this about Tekken 8. I've said this about Virtua Fighter 6. Keep expectations low. And that's exactly what I did.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Wait, hold on. Let me let him finish.
With the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, I kept my expectations low. I wasn't expecting no special shit. I wasn't expecting no perfect game.
Right. Okay. Well, this is the fundamental problem. And this is exactly what I said on Twitter. There are people that their expectations are here. And our expectations are here. Now, our expectations are the bare minimum. This is the bare minimum. I'm just asking for the bare minimum. I'm not asking for you to remake all of the games in 4K. I'm not asking for you to make sure that it's got pristine online features. I'm not asking for clan battles or anything. I'm asking for the bare minimum. The bare minimum. Whereas people like D, their expectations are here. This is the expectation line. Where it's like, we're going to eat shit. And I'm cool with that. And herein lies the problem. And this is why it's not an overreaction. D's reaction is an underreaction. This is an underreaction. D has accepted shit. And he's okay with that. And we're getting flamed, not by D, but just by people in general, because we're not okay accepting shit. And people are saying to me, like, I just saw Straight Canavan's comment saying, go play something you like. We were playing something I like, and the stream asked me to watch this, and that's what we're doing now. You see, the problem is that people don't like hearing the truth. But at least D was honest there. He has low standards. I don't have low standards. Not when you're charging me $50 or £40. Like I said, if I pay for a gym membership and you only have a bench press, I'm not in the wrong for getting annoyed there. You're in the wrong for only providing me with a bench press. Okay, if I pay for a gym membership, I expect the gym equipment to be in there. If I pay for a video game, I expect a video game to have the bare minimum. Who goes to a swimming pool without the water in there? Do you pay for a swimming pool membership without water? What are we doing here? I'm going to ask Mike to steal Man D after this just for banter. No. You're going to speak honestly. You're not going to steal Man anything.
I sure wasn't. And like I said, everybody talking about how bad online is. So I ain't been on it. I haven't been on it. Do I plan on going on it? I don't know. I don't care at this point because I'm having so much fun just playing single player. And they got a crypt too. I gotta check that shit out. You know, I didn't check out the crypt. I gotta check that shit out. But when it comes to the Legacy Collection, I kind of feel like people are overreacting, just to the online. Now, like I said, I don't know Digital Eclipse full history. I don't know them as well as I know Namco or whatever. So if they end up fixing it, that's great. If they end up adding more things such as ranking system, like all that. And like I said, when I did my live, we talked about that shit. Like, and the chat, me and my chat, we agreed. What's the point of going online with these classic Mortal Kombat games? And when the original
So because you and your chat don't like going online, it shouldn't have online. If we took this logic and applied it to all fighting games, we would be fucked. We would actually be fucked. It would be over for us. The next Mortal Kombat game, why even put Combat League in there? Who goes online? Why would you even want to play Combat League online? Let me get this straight. D said that this is the real Mortal Kombat. This is the real Mortal Kombat, not the fake shit that's been coming out recently. So why would I not want to play the real Mortal Kombat online against other people? Mortal Kombat, much like Tekken and Street Fighter, tries to capture that martial arts fantasy, right? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but whenever you're watching a martial arts based piece of media, you want the two toughest guys to fight each other, or you like watching the law accurate fights like Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, whatever it might be. You come across that shit online, you're like, cool, I'm gonna put my skills against yours. That shit is fun. It might be fun to some people to just fight the CPU. To the vast majority of people, it is not. It is boring. And even the people that don't like playing online, I guarantee you they have more fun fighting their friends than they do fighting the CPU. Those people don't care because they've got their friends in their little cul-de-sac. They could just go down the road and play the game. That's fine, whatever. You're lucky enough to have that set up, good for you. But the point remains that you would still want to fight another human being. That is why we have online. What do you mean, why would you want to play ranked? It's part of the martial arts fantasy, right? I'm at the top of the leaderboard. You're chasing that dopamine hit. That's why people go for the PNGs. It's not because we think we're going to get rewarded with prize money. It's because to say you're number one, it just feels good on a fighting game. You're replicating that martial arts fantasy. I'm the top dog around here. When I got number one on Rebirth of Souls or MKX, I felt good. I was like, I'm the top dog in the world. I'm the grand champion. Like that's the only reason people do it. If people don't like sweating and playing fighting games, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to go online, but you should never advocate for a game to have less, to hurt your own player base. These are it's not me that would kill Mortal Kombat. All these people that are saying that I'm bad for Mortal Kombat, no. No offense to D, like I said, I got no problem with him, but this mentality is bad for Mortal Kombat. This is bad. You are advocating for less. We need more from Mortal Kombat. MK needs more. It needs to be treated with the same level of respect as the other big franchises, not less. Why do you want Mortal Kombat to be less than? What is wrong with these people? You should want it to be looked at in the same light as all the other big fighting games, man. Come on. Jesus. FX Martinez, thank you for the $5. I checked out C Money after beef sets. And he put a video out glazing LTG and I blocked his channel. With his MKLK take, I made the right choice. This is a really, really bad take. Saint Mask, thank you for the $4.99. Why is it always the FGC? Why can't we be all on the same page? This type of nonsense would not slide in any other community as far as I know, bro. It wouldn't. If like the Call of Duty guys or Helldivers or Gears of War or even the FIFA, can you imagine? Can you imagine a FIFA game launching without online? There'll be blood in the streets. There will be riots. I guarantee there's no game, no genre that I've seen where the people deem this acceptable. This is madness. This is madness. Can you imagine if they launched a WWE game and it didn't have online? Oh my days. I follow WWE content creators. I watch them play the game sometimes. There will be blood in the streets. But for some reason in the fighting game community, we advocate for less. How can we advocate for less, guys? What are we doing here? This is anti-consumer.
Trilogy collection came, I didn't care about no ranked match for no classic Mortal Kombat games. I mean, I played online, I played with friends, but man, come on, man. You know, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I just kind of feel like, you know, right now with the whole MK Legacy Collection controversy, I think people are really overreacting right now. Now, I really do. Like I said, the game was never going to be perfect. I kept my expectations low, like I always say in damn near all of my videos. Keep expectations low. When it comes to the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection,
That's not a good argument. That's not a good argument. This is the problem. This is why people are getting angry with me. Their expectations are on the floor. Their expectations are on the floor. And then when I go on Twitter and ask for the bare minimum, I now look like the bad guy. Because I'm simply asking for things that have existed in fighting games since the 90s. Since the 90s. But now we're the bad guys because we're asking for the bare minimum. This is the problem. This is a cancerous mindset for the gaming community at large. I have no hate in my heart for D whatsoever. I like D. I get on with him. But this mindset is cancerous to fighting games. Absolutely cancerous. This is madness. Because by this logic, given that Mortal Kombat has got such a massive casual fan base, right? The FGC and the more like high level players and people that are like sweating online, they're like, they don't make up the numbers. It's the casual player base. So by that logic, the next MK game should just launch with no ranked. We play no ranked. It's a game mainly populated by casuals. What do we need ranked for? Right? If I say, oh, where's ranked in Mortal Kombat 2 or MK whatever they decide to call it, then I'd be called, oh, Mike, you're complaining again. These people have lost. These people have lost. I'm gonna invite D onto the podcast. You know, we need to have a talk about this. We need to have a talk about this.
from a single player standpoint, I'm having a blast. I'm having a blast. I didn't really find any. The only issue that I found was the whole rewind issue that they default put in game, which was real stupid. I don't know why they did that, but you can go back and change that and take that out. I don't know why they put that as default. That was real dumb of them to do. Other than that, you know, I don't have no issues. And like I said, when it comes to online, I mean, I don't care. I don't care. When it comes to Legacy Collection, I don't care about the online. I really don't. You know, that's not why I purchased it. That's not why I purchased it. The online is not the reason why I purchased it. I purchased it because of nostalgia. I purchased it because of the memories. And I purchased it because it is real Mortal Kombat. It's more.
So what about everyone else that purchased it to play with their friends that are in other countries or too far to travel to? Do they not matter? I'm sorry, but like if the game launched with nothing to do single player wise, I would advocate for those people and say, look, I personally don't play single player stuff on fighting games, but they absolutely should have single player content. They absolutely should have single player content. The standards have changed. Back in the day, it wasn't really expected. Now we expect fighting games to have single player content. And a collection, more than anything, should have single player content. It's a collection, right? Meant to be honoring the legacy. But just because you don't care, everybody else's wants and needs from the game, basic features no longer matter. What? This is why the FGC, this is one of the reasons why the FGC stays stuck. Because we are anti-progression. At large, we are anti-progression. When people call out things, whether it's bad behavior in the community or bad releases in video games, you get a bunch of people on Twitter getting angry at you, right? It's madness. At the communal level and at the gaming level, it's the same. People get angry at you for calling out bad behavior and bad practices. Oh, just shut up. You're just complaining. How about stop eating slop? Just stop eating slop. It's not that hard. We don't have to. We don't have to eat slop.
Mortal Kombat. It is Mortal Kombat at the end of the day. It's not no dumb NRS crap, okay? It's Mortal Kombat. We don't got to worry about no fucking fatal blows. We don't got to worry about no cameo systems. We don't gotta worry about no fucking invasion crap. We don't gotta worry about that. It's more.
What's that got to do? It's got nothing to do with the argument whatsoever. GG, thank you for the $2. Good old don't care, got minds mentality again. Yeah, again, this is what I'm saying, that you can't. Again, no offense to D whatsoever, but I cannot take him seriously as a reviewer of a product, because I don't care that you don't care. I just care about what it contains. Personal feelings aside, I couldn't give less of a shit about somebody's nostalgia trip. You just need to tell me, can the game do this? Can the game do that? And that's it. IMC4IQ. Why is it glitched like that? Oh, I don't know. It came. You glitched on my screen for some reason. C4, thank you for the $5, bro. Dean seems like a cool guy. I occasionally watch his stuff, but respectful. He is D all the way. G ranks mentality on this subject. I don't. But respectful. He is. Am I reading that properly? So MKLK is slop. Yeah, when it released, it was slop. This video came out when it released, so yeah, when it came out, it was rubbish. It was rubbish. A lot of the OGs, the self-respecting ones anyway, they all called it out. They all called it out. Yeah, I don't think I got. Oh, I just got it, C4. Sorry, I'm dumb. I just got it. Very good. My bad.
Mortal Kombat, man. It's Mortal Kombat. The classic fatalities, the classic yells and shouts and shit like that, man.
So when everything's fixed, what will it be then? Let me guess. This enough damage her. No, when it's fixed, okay? See, the thing is, straight kind of man, is that you had your opportunity to come on the podcast last time and tell me where I've been lying or where I've been negative or hateful. We gave you 40 minutes and you came up with nothing. What you want me to do, and I mean this with no disrespect, bro, because you know I like you. You want me to wrap up bad practices and bad behavior in a little pretty bow tie and present it to you. And I'm not going to do that. Okay? If it's a problem on day 1, then it's a problem on day 1. If they fix it on day 10, then we're good. Then we're good. When Bleach Rebirth of Souls came out and it had no ranked, I flamed them on Twitter and then they put it in there. Now, I'm not saying they put it in there because of me, but I stopped bringing it up because they fixed it. They put the ranked in there. If they fixed Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, I would have nothing to talk about. And that's it. If you present me with a product and it's not working on day 1, I don't want to hear we're going to fix it. Fix it and then we can talk. Okay? Fix it and then we can talk. The communication is fine, but you need to deliver. So if by the time the physical collection comes out and the game is fixed and it's fine, you won't hear nothing from me. If it's still a mess, then yes, you will hear from me.
That's why I purchased it right there. You feel what I'm saying? And look, like I said, this ain't to call nobody out. This is not no response to nobody. This is me telling people why the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is a great game. It really is. Every fucking fighting game is fucked up at this point. It's a great game because we all needed it, and it came at a perfect time. It's not a perfect game, but it came at a perfect time. Nobody is having fun with Tekken 8 right now. Nobody is having fun with Mortal Kombat 1 right now. You feel what I'm saying? So what's up?
Right, so because we're not having the most fun with these games, just drop more shit on us. That's a great mentality. You know, this is like, I remember speaking to a Sonic fan. When the Sonic film got announced, there was people excited, and I was like, did Tom pay up? We're donating it to a charity, bro. When we've donated it to a charity, I will let people know, okay? Tom, you guys will know that information when I know what we're doing with the money. Yeah, when Sonic was coming out, I said that Sonic looks like a crackhead, and most people on the internet said, yes, Sonic looks like a crackhead. But you guess what? People are like, oh, we finally get a Sonic live action. There's people complaining. I'm sorry, did you not see the first rendition of Sonic? Why do you think they changed him? Do you think they changed him because Nobody complained? Or do you think they saw the outrage on the internet and they were like, we better fix this or we're not going to make any money? And now the Sonic franchise is really good. I actually really like it. Really, really like it. But if we did not make our voices heard, they wouldn't have fixed it. Okay, and I can almost guarantee you if the backlash wasn't so visceral about Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, the fixes would not be coming out thick and fast like they are now, because Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection and the Cowabunga Collection are still a mess. Maybe the reactions weren't as visceral back then because we had at least the bare minimum in those games, lobby and ranked. At least we had those. And it wasn't even for every game as far as I remember. But if you don't ask, you don't get. You don't ask, you don't get. Okay? That's the way life works.
So what's up? Okay. It's fucked up online. Okay. You take that out. What other issues do you have with the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection? Other
Input lag, audio, glitches, random fissures on the screen. Again, this is a review of when the game first launched. Not of it now. There's been patches. I know some things have been fixed, but I'm reacting to him reacting to it on the first day. So yes, even you can't take away the online thing. That's a massive thing. But even if you did, there's still plenty of problems, or there were.
than online. You don't have none. You don't have none. But here's the thing. This is another reason why people say that it's busted online, because there's no crossplay. So here's the thing. I understand that. Now, when it comes to online, not having crossplay is kind of fucked up. But classic Mortal Kombat games, rank match, fuck all that. But yeah, they should have had crossplay in this. But let's just keep it all the way real.
So they should add crossplay in, but not the most populated mode where crossplay would be utilized. Can someone make that make sense for me, please? The game should have crossplay, and we identify that it's messed up that it doesn't. But it doesn't need to have the most populated mode that uses crossplay. I don't care about online, but it should have had crossplay. I am flabbergasted right now. Flabbergasted. Mr. JB, thank you for the $4.99. After watching D, I really hope Sega RGG takes their time with VF6. Revo's been good so far, and hopefully they'll keep that momentum. Yes, please, and Sega, RGG, AMC2, whatever your name is, please don't listen to people like this. I'm sorry. I know D is a Virtua Fighter fan, but this is anti-consumer. This is insane. Add crossplay, but don't add the functions that make crossplay worthwhile into the game. So what, crossplay for quick match? Is that what we're advocating for now? Oh my god. My lord, I can't believe this. Right, let's how much longer we got? About 6 minutes.
A good majority of people are playing it for PlayStation anyway. They're either playing it for PS4 or PS5, and PlayStation can both PlayStations can interact with people. So let's just keep that all the way real. A good majority of people bought this for PlayStation. I'm sure of it. Yeah, you have your PC motherfuckers, but people bought this for PlayStation. You feel what I'm saying?
Again, making excuses for the developer. People bought a PlayStation, so fuck PC and fuck Xbox. If they take this as the gospel truth, and I wouldn't be surprised if some developers saw things like this and said, see, we're fucked. We are screwed. Alexis, I'm not getting sued. Some guy was on my comment section saying that he's gonna sue me for criticizing Mortal Kombat Collection. I said to him, you're gonna fuck around and find out if you go down that road. But please do try. Please do. If he wants to be petty, I can be very petty. And what he doesn't understand is that when you take someone to court, you have to a case is opened. A case is also open on the other end of it as well. So he would end up revealing who he is or who she is, and that's just gonna get sticky for everyone involved. So just some person that is also Mortal Kombat's the only thing they got in their life. They heard me criticizing the game. I said that it's the worst release of a Mortal Kombat game ever, which it was. And someone asked them, So if this wasn't the worst Mortal Kombat release of all time, what was? And I think they said MK. I think they might have said MK1 or MK11. And then someone else said, "So should we take you to court for that?" And he was like, "Well, no, because I just get out of here, man. Nonsense."
Not a lot of people bought this for Xbox. So even though not having crossplay is fucked up, the majority of the people bought it for PlayStation anyway. Let's just keep it all the way real. You know, am I defending the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection? Yes. Yes. I'm defending it. Because like I said, you take away online and the busted stuff that's going on online, it's nothing wrong with it.
Yes, remove all the problems. Remove all the problems, and it's fine. Remove all the issues from Street Fighter 6 or Tekken 8 games, perfect. Remove all the issues of whatever, like Sonic 06, best Sonic game ever. What are we doing here? How are we supposed to fairly review products with this mentality? I'm almost at a loss for words.
It's nothing wrong with it. You know, I mainly bought it for single player purposes. I've said that in the handful of Mortal Kombat Legacy collections that I've done. You know, it's all about the single player offline with me. You know, I don't care about being ultra competitive when it comes to these classic Mortal Kombat games. I don't. I don't. I truly don't.
But no one cares, D. Respectfully, no one cares what you want to do. Like you can say this as a like your opinion. Like in your opinion, this is how you have fun in the game. That's fine. But your title of the video is an overreaction. It's not an overreaction because if I care about getting good at the games, if I care about maybe I want to like do a beef set stream and do a lobby and I want to beat the OGs and say that I am the best at MK now. Fat chance of that happening. But let's just say now I can't do that. Like it doesn't matter if you're having fun with it. If you want to do like a video talking about your personal enjoyment, that's fine. But you are trying to say objectively it's an overreaction. That is not true. As a product, this is dog shit. Or at least it was dog shit when it launched. I know they've got changes now. This is anti-consumer.
But you know, like I said, we'll just have to see what the future holds. If Digital Eclipse fixes all of this, they have been tweeting, they have been saying that there are more surprises coming. So let's just see what happens. But as of right now, I really do think people are overreacting to this. You know, people got to understand this also. The Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is not a sequelic Mortal Kombat game, okay? This is not Tekken 8. This is not Mortal Kombat 1. You know, this is not sequelic, okay? Y'all feel what I'm saying? You know, if this was a sequelic game like Tekken 8, I understand the anger. But it's simply not. It's just a collection of 20.
So, okay. So why does the Street Fighter Anniversary Collection have basic features and this doesn't? It would fall under that very same bracket. Why is it Mortal Kombat gets less? How am I the bad guy here for asking for more for Mortal Kombat? This is mad. This is a game that is meant to be preserving the MK game so that we can build something from it. I mean, TNS wanted to run tournaments for this game. And now we've got people advocating for that to not happen. Essentially advocating for the death of the classic games. This game will just catch dust. It's just gonna catch dust. If they don't fix it, it will just catch dust. Is that what you want for MK? How am I the bad guy for advocating for change to benefit the game? I even gave them the benefit of the doubt with MK Gold, and I said, you know what, I'm not gonna make any videos about that, and I didn't. Because MK Gold was the one that I wanted to play the most. I let that go. I said, it's fine, we'll play Trilogy or we'll play UMK3. They couldn't even get the basics right. But I'm not the Mortal Kombat fan because I want the games to have basic features. But all of these guys are real Mortal Kombat fans because they don't care if it has basic features.
20-plus-year-old games that we have been dying to get our hands on because these NRS Mortal Kombat games suck. Okay? And nobody is having fun with Tekken 8 right now. So what's up? What's up? You know, that's all I gotta say about this. You know what I'm saying? People wanted to know what I think about it. This is how I think about it. This is what I feel about it. I feel like people are just overreacting to this shit when it comes to the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Every game from here on out is gonna be a non-perfect game. Every game from here on out is gonna have flaws. Virtua Fighter 6 is gonna have flaws. I'm gonna call it right now. Virtua Fighter 6 gonna have issues when it come out. Marvel Tokon is going to have issues when it come out. These human beings ain't perfect, so these games ain't either.
Well, that I'm sorry, but that is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard in my life. I'm sorry, D, but I just have to say it. That is such a bad argument. No game in the history of video gaming has ever been perfect. Ever. And no one has expected perfection. The old MK games were not perfect. What we are asking for here is the bare minimum. The bloody music wasn't even working properly, D. D, are we looking at the screen right now? The music wasn't working properly. This game had more input lag than shit that came out in the 90s. We are asking for the bare minimum. We are not asking for perfection. I don't think VF6 is going to be perfect, but if VF6 launches without ranked to lobbies, there's going to be a problem. What is going on? I am at a loss for words. I feel like this is every Twitter response I got wrapped up into one video. This is every Twitter response I got wrapped up into one video. This is anti-Mortal Kombat. They are going to drive this game into the fucking ground. And somehow, because I want basic features in a modern release, I'm the bad person here.
People just need to have the mental fortitude. People just need to have the mental fortitude and figure that shit out. You feel what I'm saying? And it's okay to point out the issues with these games. I just did. You know, I sat here, I'm defending the game, but at the same time, I pointed out this issue. I acknowledge that online is fucked up. I just acknowledge that not having cross-play is fucked up. You feel what I'm saying? But is that enough to call the game a disaster? I don't think so. Because this...
Okay, well, you don't think so, I know so. And that's why there's so many changes being rolled out for the game. The game was a disastrous launch. It was embarrassing. Pretty much anyone worth their salt reviewed it somewhat fairly. I said that it was a mess. People even had to retract what they were saying about the game and admit that it's a mess. You know, even Ketchup put up his video and said, yeah, there's a lot of things that need changes. I know he got flamed for his first video, but we've all acknowledged this game was a disaster on launch. An absolute disaster. Yeah, Fightcade is free with rollback. Unbelievable. These companies have successfully trained people to accept less. They really have.
This is not a sequelic Mortal Kombat game. This is nowhere near a Tekken 8 or Mortal Kombat 1 or nothing like that. No. You know, it might make some people upset. People may not agree. But hey, it is what it is, man. Like I said, when it comes to the Legacy Collection, I think it's all right. I think the game is great. Is it a masterpiece? No. Is it some fucked up shit going on in it? Yeah. But what game isn't fucked up? You know, these games are just as fucked up as human beings are. Let's just keep it all the way fucking real. You feel what I'm saying?
No. D. What are you saying, bro? No, do you know what? Sometimes you need to proofread before you post. This is one of those moments. God. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. I can't believe what I'm hearing right now. Stop. We've got to stop. We have got to stop making excuses for developers, guys. We have got to stop. They charged $50 and the fucking music wasn't even working properly, okay? There was input lag on the goddamn menus. We've got to stop making excuses for these developers. They're not gonna fly you out, okay? You're not gonna get that plane ticket. I'm not talking to D specifically here, just people defending this shit. Just be honest with people. The game did not release well. No one cares if you personally like it. Like I said, I like some games that are objectively shit. You gotta be honest about this shit, man. This is mad.
This ain't gonna be the last time. Watch when Marvel Tokon come out. Motherfuckers are gonna find issues with Marvel Tokon, you know?
Yes, people will find issues. There'll probably be balancing issues. There will probably be a broken character in the game. There might even be some glitches. But I guarantee you that will all be acceptable if they have the bare minimum in the game. We are used to getting broken games, right? Yeah, broken characters. Like broken characters will come out in the first release and we'll be like, hey, didn't you patch? Didn't you test this out before you released it? But we can accept that. Kind of accept that, and we expect changes as long as they don't take too long. But if Marvel Tokon launches and it has no multiplayer content to the extent that this game has, if Marvel Tokon only has quick match, there's going to be a shitstorm online. Same goes for Virtua Fighter 6, same goes for any game that is coming out. There is varying degrees of fuckery that people are willing to accept. And Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection pushed it to the absolute limit. This was fuckery that people were not willing to accept. Virtua Fighter 5 Revo World Stage is a good deal. Don't know what Mike meant about the crossplay. It works as it's meant to. No one's talking about Virtua Fighter 5, bro. I already said that's a good package. We already said. But it's simply not having online enough for something to be shit. No, it's not enough for something to be shit. This was shit because of everything that happened. This is shit because of it. Diddle streaming has my name in his title. Yeah, Diddle can go fuck himself. No one cares. This game is shit because of everything else that happened. The input lag, the audio problem, the glitching, the fissures. There was a myriad of issues with this game. The online was the cherry on top. If it was just the online, it would have been disappointing. Very disappointing. Underwhelming. It would have been unsatisfactory. But everything else made it shit.
Virtua Fighter 6, people gonna find issues with that. It ain't gonna stop. It ain't gonna stop. Like I said, these games ain't gonna be perfect. These games are not going to be perfect. You feel what I'm saying? But when it comes to the Legacy Collection, I'm grateful for it. This shit came at the right time, you know? And I'm having fun with it from a single player standpoint, and I'm going to continue to have fun with it from a single player standpoint. You feel what I'm saying? Because I just kind of feel like that is just not what these classic MK games are all about. The online and all that, I don't think that's what they're truly all about. But yeah, you know, that's just me. But yeah, leave y'all thoughts in y'all comments in the comments section below. We could definitely get a conversation started. What do y'all feel about this whole controversy surrounding the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection? Let me know what y'all think. Y'all got my thoughts. I want to hear y'all's. You know, don't hold back. Say what's on y'all minds. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for more of this real talk shit. My name is Demetrius. I will get back at you in the next video. God bless. Stay safe. I am out. Peace.
Well, I'm not gonna dislike the video because I like the, but I'm not gonna like it either. That wasn't shilling. That was simping. I don't know who said that, but that is correct. That was one of the most abysmal takes that I have ever listened to on a video game ever. It completely just ignored all of the issues that people had and just like glazed over it completely. Like I am flabbergasted at how bad that take was. Absolutely one of the worst takes that I've ever heard on a video game in my life. Like I am shocked that he even put that out. Absolutely shocked. That was awful. Absolutely awful. D, if you ever see this, I mean, no disrespect, it's just about your opinion, it's not you as a person, but that was absolutely one of the worst opinion pieces I've ever heard of in my life. There was, do you know what? Let me take that back. There was no objectivity in there whatsoever. None whatsoever. It was completely anti-consumer, and it was advocating for the further bastardization of Mortal Kombat. All of the people that are calling me a Mortal Kombat hater, I'll throw it back on you. All of you people that think I'm a Mortal Kombat hater, I think that you are cancerous for the series. You are willing to accept crap because the Mortal Kombat name is basically like a Ferrari badge. But there's only going to be so many times that you can pimp out the franchise before it literally becomes a meme. And if they keep on listening to people like D or anyone else that accepts less, that is what the series is going to become. That is what the series will become. It's going to become a fucking meme. And I'm sorry, but I'm not the bad guy for trying to ask for more in a franchise that is widely considered to be one of the greatest franchises of all time. You are just... The disrespect on Mortal Kombat's name is crazy. Absolutely crazy.